Welcome to Slow and Steady, the podcast where you get to follow along as we figure out how to build products and recover from burnout. I'm Benedikt.
And I'm Brian. Each week, we'll give you an honest peek into our lives as we figure things out. Today is May 25th, and I'm feeling tired.
This is episode number 92, and I'm feeling exhausted.
You're basically synonyms.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. So
what's going on?
Well, I take it you're exhausted from your move. How's that going?
Yeah.
I mean, is it you're moved? Are you just not unpacked, or like what's the status?
Yeah, so we moved all of our stuff, or 99.9% of our stuff is moved over. The essential stuff is set up, like the bed's set up, the cabinets are set up, the home office is set up. But there's still there's a lot of chaos still. Like there, in almost every room, there are at least one or two boxes. There's stuff laying on the floor because it doesn't have a place yet.
Yeah.
Our living room dining area is a mess because we don't have a kitchen. So all our kitchen stuff is in boxes scattered around the floor. So it's a mess. And I'm honestly, I'm as I said, I'm exhausted. I took both Katrin and me took the week off, last week off, basically to do nothing else but the move. And we did nothing else but the move, every single day. And we had movers over on Wednesday last week, that was an amazing experience. Like they basically managed to carry everything into the truck in 2 hours, and then drive 30 minutes and then 1.5 until to pack everything and to move everything into the house. They didn't break anything, at least I didn't see anything, and they were super fast and super efficient, and I'm so glad we spent that money.
Yes.
Yeah, that part is done, but then we spent the rest of the week basically setting up the furniture again, at least the parts that we disassembled. And then it's over, going back to the old place to do some renovation, cleaning, plugging holes in the wall and stuff like that. So and I'm
that's
looking
still
forward
in progress?
That's still in progress. The plan is to hand over the keys for the old place on Saturday.
Okay.
But there's still a few things left to do. There's even still a little bit of stuff over there that we have to somehow get over here. But we're confident that we'll be able to do this in the evenings this week, and then hopefully be done with it.
Just be done. Be done. Cool. Well, I like the new background. Your new I see a Saturn V rocket and a BB-8, and it's cool.
That's my Lego collection.
It's great.
It has always been around in my office, but it wasn't in the background so far.
Right. Yeah.
Now it's behiin me because there's no the
there's
new
no
room,
now.
the new the window is gone. The windows is to the side, which is an improvement in terms of lighting.
Yep.
Sitting in front of a window wasn't a good setup for
it's not ideal
for video calls, because it's basically my silhouette. But that's improved. But overall, this room is a little bit smaller, and it's it's quite long and narrow. So
it's not smaller, it's cozy, Benedikt.
Cozy.
You gotta frame it in your mind, the way. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Yeah. It's not cozy yet, that's for sure. But
get there.
I'll hopefully get there in the next couple of days. For now, getting the old place in shape is priority number one, so we can we can get that
Wash
done,
your hands,
and hopefully
be done, and then you're focused,
and then we can
on the new place.
Then there are no deadlines, at least with regards to the move, and then hopefully we can focus on getting the rest of the this place set up and everything stored away properly. Like the basement is a mess as well. Like everything that doesn't have a place is basically just throw it in there. Like we will not find anything for the next couple of months in there, but at least it's stored away.
Yeah, there's always that phase in the move where some boxes never got unpacked, and you're just thinking, what could possibly? I mean, maybe I should just get rid of that box.
Yeah, maybe
it's been there for that long.
Yeah, we got rid of a couple of things like for this move, just so we don't have to carry it around because we don't use it or don't need it anymore. Still have a little bit of furniture left that we tried to sell. We tried to give away for free. Like nobody seems to want it. I don't know. So we have to figure that one out this week. But yeah, well, whatever. Yeah. That's what's been happening over here. What about you?
I'll be in a similar situation here in a very short amount of time. It's wild. We leave Monday. I mean, today's Tuesday, and we will
less than a week.
We will hook up the camper, the RV Monday morning, and start driving east, which is pretty wild. That it's here. So yeah, I'm coming to you from my backyard. For now. Next week I'll be in the bedroom of the RV from I don't know. I think somewhere in Nebraska probably. And that'll be the start of a really, really wild journey. I can't believe it's here. So it's just been a bonkers week of packing, a couple more, some projects inside the RV, a handful of going away, bye for now type parties with our friends, with the kids, friends from school, like just bittersweet. I mean, it's exciting to be doing this. It's also just it's genuinely very, very sad to be leaving, for over a year, just a group of people that we just, that I just love and value so much. So there's a real sense of grieving for me, to be totally frank. It's an exciting thing, but it's also comes with a lot of it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just been a big weight, on me this week, is preparing myself to leave these friend groups. So but let's see. I mean, the house is mostly packed up. We're getting some like final things touched up. The RV, if we had to leave today, we could, in terms of it, like it's ready to go. Our stuff is in there. We could leave, like in there now. We're just kind of putting the finishing touches on making it like feel homey and organized, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, man, that's what's going on. That's what's going on.
Have you moved into the RV yet, or?
Yeah, we've been living in it for about a week.
Nice.
At least, sleeping in there. I would say we're still preparing most of the meals in the house kitchen and doing dishes in the house kitchen because it has a dishwasher for now. But just in terms of, sleeping arrangements, like how are we doing on, like, do we have everything we need? Toiletries, how's the bathroom organized? All that stuff. So we've been kind of practicing, and trying to just get used to the new space. So it'll be an adjustment for everybody for sure. But we'll adapt.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there. I guess the other, update from me on the business and consulting side of things is I have a verbal agreement for a 6-month upfront payment for the jobs to be done survey app.
Nice.
And so need to like start scoping out some stuff there. Yeah, I'm feeling excited about that. Wrapped up a separate engagement last week, and that client did not hire me to run the survey analysis. And so I want to like do one little iteration here for the client that's paid in advance. And then, or maybe I shouldn't even wait. Maybe I should just go ahead and pitch it, and then pitch it to this, client that I just wrapped up the engagement with to say, hey, we didn't do you didn't, hire me on a consulting basis to run this analysis, but here's some software that I think is exactly for this situation. Blah 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 blah. And see. So I'm gonna start moving in that direction a little bit and see what I can turn up.
Nice. Yeah. I have to be honest, I'm behind on podcasts by like 3 weeks or so. So
yeah, including this one,
including this one from last week. So I'm
totally understandable.
Honestly, a little bit clueless on what's been going on.
Yeah,
I think I've been away from my computer for the longest stint ever. Like I like for the most of last week, I wasn't checking anything like email or whatever, just being busy with stuff. Like at some point I had like 120 or so unread emails in my inbox.
Like, wow. Yeah. No, so completely understandable. Yeah, Brian Castle was super helpful, just talking through some potential, pros and cons, things to look out for. Mm-hmm. Who does this make sense for, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, it was a great episode. I highly recommend you catch up on it when you're able to.
I absolutely will.
It was good. So, I mean, the short of it is that there are no major red flags about, trying to go in that direction. So, I'm going to. So we'll see.
Sounds good. Nice.
Yeah. What I got to think through, I think is, I guess here's kind of where I'm trying to think through how the initial pitch could look, because there's definitely, the like full consulting project, or there's just like training and then do it yourself. Here's how to use the app, and that would feel like it would almost need to be like either free or greatly reduced. Like here's training on the process, and then for a monthly fee, here's the app that's going to enable all of this and make it really easy to do. And I just don't have I don't even have a gut as to which direction to go. Just definitely in hypothesis mode right now, but not to mention my brain is in like 100,000 other places because we're getting ready to leave our home and drive around the country for 14 months. So,
yeah.
So, yeah, it's weird. I just thought of one other thing, is that what is today? Tuesday, last Wednesday, Graham, my co-designer, my friend who's co-designing the board game, we're both fully vaccinated, and so we met, in person at a coffee shop near me outside, and so we were sitting there playing through Backpack on the table together, just like, taking notes, thinking through things, whatever. And this woman stands up to leave, and she comes over and she's like, "Hey, I just got to ask you, what is this game that you're playing?" And we sort of grinned at each other and we're like, "Well, it's called Backpack." And just kind of talked to her for a second. She was like, "Well, it looked a whole lot like Terraforming Mars, so I thought I just needed to ask." Terraforming Mars is like, it's a board game geek game. Like, and so for her to mention that was like, oh yeah, you're our people. And so we sat there and talked to her for like 5 or 10 minutes, and she was like, listen, I mean, my kids and I, we play games together all the time. If you ever need a play tester, would love to, be involved, et cetera, et cetera. This looks really fun. Can I buy it? Et cetera. And she walked off, and we were just like, that was ridiculous. That was so much fun. That was great. So Graham is following up with her to, once we start to feel better about more in person, sit downs and playthroughs. It was fun to have somebody notice the game's table presence and say, oh, hey, I like that. Can I play it? Yeah.
That's cool. That's a pretty unexpected achievement, I guess.
It was, I mean, it also just spoke to one of the things that we have appreciated as we've been playing it in person. Now we have physical copies. Is it does have an interesting table presence. Like, it takes up a lot of room. It's if you like complex board games, then you can tell right away, ooh, there are a lot of systems in here, a lot of components that must be interacting. And so if you lean that way, it has table presence, and it has some attraction. And we've been talking about that. And then to have it validated, at least with a small sample size, but to have it validated so quickly, it was like, okay, cool. Yeah, that is a feature of the game that we can really lean on.
Cool. What's the progress overall? Like, you like 2 weeks ago, you mentioned you've been working with a designer. How's that going along? Like,
yeah.
I mean, you've got a lot of other things on your mind right now, but just wondering, like, what the state of things are and what the next steps are.
Yeah, for sure. That what has been slowed big time, but it is moving along. We found the artist who originally told us I can get started in late June, and we were like, oh, that's too bad. That's way far away. We reached back out to them a couple weeks ago, and they're able to get started next week. So end of May instead of the end of June, because the other folks that we found, number one, we didn't like their style as much, and they were not as great. Like, there were some communication red flags. And so, so that's where we're at. We're kind of refining the scope of work with this illustrator. Going to get like a nice big, hero image, cover image done. And I think 2 or 3 sample cards, 2 or 3 sample tiles, just to be able to show, like, set the visual tone and visual direction for the game, and to be able to, have something that looks, what's the right word? Just give it a little bit of, a sense of reality on the marketing page once we get that launched. But I mean, it is definitely slowed. It has slowed down, but we're just trying to at least keep things moving along in some way at all. But that's where all that's at.
Nice. Yeah, like, not much to tell from my side because I haven't been working for the last 1.5 weeks or so.
Totally. I mean, that's all I've got too. This could be a record short.
Yeah.
Just good little check in, and I guess next week. You know what? I'm saying that I was going to say next week I'll talk to you from the road, but we might actually be like packing up or driving at the exact moment we normally record. I'll hit you up offline so we can find a time to find a time to get this recorded. That'll be funny. Who knows?
Yeah,
who knows where I'll talk to you from.
Yeah, that will be the fun part every week from now on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it for me, man.
Yeah. Then talk to you next week, maybe.
From somewhere. Yeah. All right. Later.
Bye.